Good morning. I'm Jeff Brown, a worship associate and board member of the Unitarian Universalist Area Church at First Parish in Sherborne. Welcome. Welcome to this loving community on this Music Sunday, our first virtual one ever. You're welcome here no matter who you are and no matter where you come from. You are welcome here to join us as we proclaim worth in our spiritual journeys. You're welcome to join us as we sing songs that uplift our very beings. You're welcome to join us in community as we learn, live, and love together. All are welcome as we worship that which gives us each meaning and value. No matter what you call this place, this hour, or this gathering of people, we worship as one body, illuminated by the light of the chalice. May we find peace in our presence right here and right now together. Again, welcome.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our worship today. Just a few announcements. We have there's so much going on in our community this weekend. One of them, of course, is Art in Bloom, and that's been happening yesterday and as well as today. And what that is more than several of our young ones have designed art, and then we've had others make floral displays to reflect that art. So, and that's in the sanctuary. And there's, I think, last time I looked, there's 4 slots left for you to go visit today if you'd like to. And the link was in the email this morning, and maybe Dara, when she gets a chance, can put it in the chat box too, so you can see it there. And we just want to a big shout out, a big thank you to Kathy Healy, Gage Heath, and Serena Lilly, and all the other artists and florists that have made this possible for this, this weekend. Thank you so much to all of them. And big thanks, of course, to our choir and to Sarah and to Kathleen and everybody for making Music Sunday possible today, which is even bigger effort given the virtual way we're doing things and all the video production. So many, many thanks. We only have 2 more slots for chalice lighters. If you'd like to light the chalice, I think there's 1 more slot in May and then 1 more in June. And then beginning in September, we can do this in person again, which would be terrific. And I think that's all the announcements. All the other usual stuff is in the usual places, everybody. So let's just all maybe go to gallery mode and wave to one another and just say good morning. Sarah will now offer our introduction. Sarah.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the first Music Sunday since winter 2019. Unbelievably, well over a year, and we're still marking pandemic firsts. I'm grateful to the music committee for bringing up the idea of having a virtual Music Sunday and for also nudging me along until it actually happened. They were also a big part of forming the idea for this service, and where we landed after some good discussion was a service that would pick up where words leave off. A service that would let music do one of the things it does best, which is help us feel our feelings. We had some ideas for what those feelings may have been for many of us this past year: grief, loss, hope and healing, joy, gratitude. So those became the frame for this service. And now we all wanted to be clear, we don't mean that we have all moved chronologically over the course of the year from grief to healing to joy and then tied it up in a neat little bow. For myself, I know that I can go through all these feelings and more in a single day. Also, speaking for myself, I can spend most of those days not acknowledging or processing or expressing a single one of those feelings. Just trying to get through the day, or feeling guilty because I don't feel good enough and my life is basically okay. Not letting myself feel whatever comes naturally, basically. Judging my own feelings instead of just feeling them. So our gift to you is this service full of music to help you just feel your own feelings, at least some of them. You can just relax and listen. You can sing along when it's familiar, or you can do whatever you need to do. This Music Sunday is for you. I want to say a huge thank you to all the people who contributed to today's service, the music committee, of course, and the members of our choir, Kathleen, our pianist, also the members of TNT and Al Green, who edits their audio and video, Al and Barb's son, David Green, who sent a video of him and his housemates, and Evan Palmer, another UUIC alum, sent a video with some fellow Berkeley students. You'll hear our own Valerie Saltzer and frequent and beloved guest, James Turner. And that's where we'll be starting today, with a song from James and Kathleen that begins our service and begins the songs of hope and healing. And these songs say much more than I could about those topics. So I'm going to let them do the talking. And thank you all for being here on this beautiful day. And I hope you enjoy the service.
Sing a song about hope. I'm not inspired much right now, but even so, I came out here to sing a song, so here I go. I guess I think that if I tinker long enough, one might appear. And look, it's here. One verse is done, the work's begun. I come to sing a song about hope. In spite of everything ridiculous and sad, though I'm beyond belief depressed, confused, and mad. Well, I got dressed. I underestimated just how much that takes. I didn't break until right now. I sing of hope, and I don't know how. So maybe I can substitute strength, because I'm strong enough. I got through lots of things I didn't think I would, and so did you. I know it's true. And so we sing a song about hope. Though I can't guarantee there's something real behind it, I have to try to show my daughters I can find it. And so today, when life is crazy and impossible to bear, it must be there. Fear never wins. That's what I hope. See, I said hope. The work begins.
Thank you, Kathleen and James, for that song. Our opening words, friends, come from Rabbi Rami Shapiro, and Jeff Brown will share with me. Everything in this world has its moment.
A season of ripening and falling away.
Moments of birthing and moments of dying.
Moments of planting and moments of reaping.
And moments of hurting and moments of healing.
Moments of destruction and moments of building.
and moments of crying and moments of laughing,
moments of mourning and moments of dancing,
and moments of scattered stones and moments of gathering the stones back together,
moments of embracing and moments of distance,
moments of seeking and moments of losing,
moments of clinging and moments of releasing,
and moments of tearing and moments of mending,
moments of silence and moments of singing. And speaking of moments of singing, we'll enter our second song here, and this one is called Healing Waters.
Susan Barrett from the Music Committee will now light our chalice and say together our covenant. Susan.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another.
Let songs of hope and faith
Our next piece of music will be from Evan Palmer.
That was so amazing. Thank you, Evan, for playing and sharing that with us. We're moving now into the time that we're going to welcome our new members. And Emily is going to work on spotlighting the 4 people who are joining today. But I want to highlight that while we're spotlighting the new members, we also want to spotlight all of you who've shown up Sunday after Sunday for each other, for yourselves, and our community. This church is truly our people and our community. So today we're welcoming Amy Dalrymple, who's been coming to our church for quite a long while. And then we have Paulina and Howard and their family. And Paulina's actually zooming in from overseas somewhere 8 hours away. And then Judy Weintaler, who also just started coming to our church right before the pandemic. So I want to welcome you all, and we're now going to have Emily share the slide for the new member covenant. And for the new members, you'll see on the slide, but where it says new members, if you type into the chat box, we will or I will, that would be great. Today is New Member Sunday, a joyous time when we welcome new people into our community. And this year, more than ever before, membership feels especially important. Author David White says, loneliness is the substrate and foundation of belonging, the gravitational field that draws us home, and in the beautiful essence of isolation, the hand reaching out for togetherness. New members, COVID has surely proved a compost heap of provided a compost heap of nourishment for building togetherness. It feels counterintuitive that loneliness and isolation can build community, yet over the past year, we have proved that it is true. Amy Dalrymple, the family of Paulina Sabinen and Howard Troughton, and Judy Weintaler, you've chosen community despite separation. Will you show up for the person in the Zoom box next to you, knowing that while isolation has been forced upon us, we sustain each other with our presence? Will you use the rich compost made out of our shared isolation and loneliness of this past year as nourishment of building and sustaining each other and our community? If so, please type "I will" in the chat box. Despite our isolation of the past year, we cannot separate ourselves from our one shared world, the one community of all people, or the one interconnected web. Through the trials of this past year, we have never truly been alone. Together, we supported and sustained each other. Will you be the hand reaching out for togetherness? Will you reach beyond our walls to offer support in solidarity with others to stop injustice, to heal our world, and to be the beacon of light, showing the way forward? And when we are back in our sanctuary in person, will you be the gravitational pull that draws us home? As we emerge from isolation and return to our beloved sanctuary, there will be so much work to be done. If this past year has taught us anything, it is the value of community. Will you share the good news and good works of this community with the wider world, knowing that there are still people afflicted by loneliness and longing for community? This morning, we welcome new members into our midst. As we welcome new members into our midst, I invite those of you who are already members and those who are not yet members to join with our new members in promising to be the gravitational force pulling us home, to draw each other from our isolation, to reach out your hand of togetherness and nourish our community and our world. And instead of showing agreement by typing in the chat box, if you all would just wave your agreement. And now please join me in saying our covenant, the promise that we make to one another each week that holds us together in a community of faith and love. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Welcome, new members. We are so glad to have you.
And Dara, thank you for your ministry to us and with us, and really are a minister for our new members, but for all of us too. So thank you, Dara, for all of your work. And welcome, you guys. Look forward to at least Howard and Paulina. I haven't met you in person, so looking forward to meeting you both in person. So I'm going to introduce our second theme for our Music Sunday today. And that theme, as Sarah so terrifically introduced before, we don't move through these feelings of joy, of hope, or of loss or grief in a synchronistic way. They just happen and they show up in multiple times a day. But our second theme this morning is about this theme of grief and loss, something that I think all of us have known and experienced in sort of personal ways, and then in big ways too, collectively, communally. And one of the hardest things about this pandemic, of course, is that the ways that we seek support when we are experiencing loss, experiencing sadness, experiencing depression, experiencing grief, is that we can't, like we go to church, we go to memorial services, we get hugs from people, we go out to dinner, we have a big party, maybe we do all of these things, and we haven't been able to do so many of these things, everybody. We have not been able to do so many of these things. And so it's been compounded, actually, for me personally, and I know for you. And it's hard to feel these feelings. But as I keep thinking back to that time in late January when President Biden and Vice President Harris stood before the Lincoln Memorial, we might remember all of those candles that they lit around the reflecting pool. And each of those candles, and he said, in memory of those we have lost to COVID, I think it's over 600,000 people in America now. And then well beyond, of course, well beyond across the world where the pandemic is still raging. And he said, it is hard to remember. And if I can paraphrase, it is hard to feel loss, but in order to heal, we have to remember. To remember means that we can begin to heal. And so nothing more than music, way more than words, helps us do that. Music is the door that opens to our heart. And so we offer these songs and then a minute the prayer to help hold and give voice to our songs of sorrow and of loss and of grief. We begin with Motherless Child.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long ways from home. 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 Sometimes I feel like
Friends, while we listen to the reverberation of Valerie Anastasio's voice, let us find ourselves inside of ourselves after this week, this season, this year, these 14 months. Let us be held together here in this moment of stillness and silence and prayer. We begin with our prayer hymn, one that has held our Unitarian Universalist communities across the country, actually, and our own too, with our prayer hymn for this month of May, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Rose, hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Spirit of Life, come unto us as we hold and lift up into our chat box here our prayers for loved ones and for the world, and of course our gratitudes. And we begin with our prayers for loved ones. Friends, just please put them in and I will share. Thank you for Valerie and for all the singers, so moving, for Melissa, Brother Tom, beginning cartel C therapy, for Lynn, for Rocco, for my aunt facing a big life change, for Zoe on her journey, for Kate just diagnosed with leukemia, for my Saba, and now for the world, for people of Palestine and Israel, for Jess, who is struggling with addiction, for Tim, who graduated from college this weekend, for Kelly, who is struggling with respiratory illness, for my daughter Katie and her family, she gets ready to birth a second son, for my family, for my friend Sandy, who died yesterday, for my daughter graduating college after 7 years, for my brother Joe slowly recovering from an accident, for my stepson Peter undergoing radiation treatment for cancer, for my soul father who is struggling with health, for my cousin Benjamin, who is too young to remember my Nana, for Oaks, who graduates from college next weekend. And also extend our lens out into the wider world, friends, as you continue to type in your prayers for loved ones. For this fantastic community, thank you, Howard. For Israel and Palestine. For friends. For India, for my brother who's mourning the death of his dear wife, for all of our healthcare workers, for all who are struggling, and for refugees at the border. For our COVID puppy who turns 1 year old today. And let us extend out our Thanksgivings as well, friends. Please put those in. Be thankful for puppies, of course, and kittens and cats. For all who are struggling to find hope. For the sunshine and the warmth. for hugs with friends, for May and June celebrations outside, for this wonderful music, for the second dose of the vaccine, for new friends at soccer, for vaccination rollout and reduced COVID cases, for lilacs in Boston, for family and friends in Wellesley helping me through these hard times, for the life of Jim Henson, who died 31 years ago today, for our neighbors who found our 19-year-old calf who's outside for 2 days, for Art and Bloom, and for Music Sunday, for my cat Zoe, who keeps me from feeling lonely, for every single breath, for Kathy Healy, for all these and so many more, for this congregation, for perfect words to express ourselves. Friends, for all of these and more, please join me in prayer. Spirit of life, dear God of our many names, we offer gratitude and thanksgiving for all of the things that help us to keep going, for the singers and the songs, for the life givers and the love givers, for Sarah and Kathleen, for choir members, for TNT, for Zoom boxes that have kept the song of our heart from being silent this last year, for anthems and doxologies and interludes and introits and everything in between, for keys on the piano and strings on the guitar, for sound, for song, for noises that soothe. We have lost so very much, but still we can sing. Let us be held in stillness together.
Today's reading is from the article All Together Now by Kim Tingley, published in the New York Times Magazine on April 8th, 2021. And just a little context. The Skakit Valley Choir, located in Washington State, last sang together in person on the evening of March 10th, 2020. On the morning of March 11th, Governor Jay Inslee had halted all public gatherings. This is one of the first documented super spreader events of the pandemic in the United States. More than 24 members became ill and several did pass away. So here is the excerpt. Why sing? Throughout history, choral music has given expression to collective grief, loss, and fear that is otherwise unspeakable. During the Renaissance, many European cities held penitential processions in response to plagues, where residents sang psalms in the streets in the hope of securing God's pardon. In America, the spirituals sung as a chorus by enslaved people during forced labor were, as Frederick Douglass wrote in his memoir, the prayer and complaint of souls boiling over with the bitterest anguish. What choral singing has never been, however, is something people do alone. Before COVID struck, Chorus America estimates that more than 54 million children and adults in the United States, or 1 in 6 people over 18, were singing in choirs. Beginning last March, most of them endured a lengthy hiatus. For many, it hasn't ended yet, and it's unclear when it will. Choral singing may be the last activity to return to normal, the last thing we feel comfortable doing without a mask on. If it weren't such a primal need, an expression of our humanity that can't happen any other way, you might wonder if it would come back at all. A piece of music is a choral music so long as each part has more than one singer. That's the strict definition. But you also know choral music when you hear it. It's a full spectrum of human sound that, like water, fills up any container it's set free in. It's the hallelujahs in Handel's Messiah. It's the London Bach Choir with the Rolling Stones on You Can't Always Get What You Want. Choral music most likely evolved out of Gregorian chant, a monophonic style of sacred singing that emerged in Europe during the 6th century. But the roots of choral music are hard to pin down because they're everywhere. This tradition is not just musical notes, but also words, poetry. Each song tells a story.
Thank you, Catherine. And we'll put a link to that story here at the end of the service. So you can read more about that article. Our next song is Requiem.
Well, that was beautiful. That got me for sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Bruce. I'm the ministerial intern for this congregation, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about our offering this morning. This morning, we will be sharing our plate with Women Build, which is a Habitat for Humanity initiative that provides opportunities for women around the world to build stronger and safer communities for themselves, their children, and their families. As always, we are collecting our offering through Realm. There will be a link in the chat box. And please designate whether you'd like your donation to go towards your pledge or towards our offering recipient. And in just a moment, we're going to have a little video that will tell you a little bit more about Women Build. Thanks so much. So our third and final theme for this Music Sunday is joy and gratitude. And we all have so much to be grateful for, despite this year of hardship and grief and loss. And we know it. I know we know it because each week when we lift up our prayers and worship, I read the chat box like many of you do. And when it comes to the prayers of Thanksgiving, this morning was no exception. Your prayers flow like the rush of a stream. They just go whooshing by. So many prayers of gratitude for family, friends, pets, nature, for health, our own and the health of those we love, and so much more. It fills my heart with hope and joy each Sunday seeing those prayers because it tells me that we are resilient. It tells me that we are hopeful. And it tells me that most importantly, we know what it means to hold space for joy. So let's celebrate all of the things that we are grateful for with the next few offerings from Sarah and our music team. We've got 3 pieces total, including the postlude by TNT after the benediction. So make sure you stick around for that. And we are starting off strong with Here Comes the Sun. Please sing along at home.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I see it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, lonely week. Little darling, it seems like years since you've been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say it's alright.
That was awesome. Thank you, David and friends, for that beautiful rendition of Here Comes the Sun. Our next song accompanies a slideshow of our Art in Bloom exhibit, which is currently on display in the sanctuary. As Reverend Nathan said, there's still a few slots left to sign up for today to see this in person. So I encourage you to take advantage of that. But for now, what better way to celebrate gratitude and joy than with these photos featuring the artwork of our kids and the flower art of our adults. Here is this joy with an Art in Bloom slideshow.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. No, no. This joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, no. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This strength, this strength that I have. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This peace that I have, this peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This joy, this joy, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Oh man, you guys, you rock. You know what's an upside to the online services? You don't have to see me clapping to the wrong beat. And then you're trying to follow me, which screws everything up. So that's an upside. Maybe I'll be on the screen forever if Sarah, so I don't, at least on Music Sundays. So we have our call to ministry. But remember, we have one more song. We go forth into the world in peace to act with works of love, to affirm each person's dignity, and to cherish the living earth. You don't need a benediction from me. You don't need more words. You need one more song from TNT. So let's do it. Hit it, Sarah.
I just want to celebrate another day of living. I just want to celebrate another day of life. Put my faith in the people, but the people let me down. So I turn the other way and I carry on anyhow. That's why I'm telling you I just want to celebrate, yeah. Another day of living, yeah. I just want to celebrate another day of life.
Had my hand on the dollar bill, but the dollar bill flew away.
But the sun is shining down on me and it's gonna say, yeah.
I just want to celebrate,
Yeah.
another day of living.
Yeah, I just want to celebrate another day of living. I just want to celebrate another day of life. Don't let it all get you down, oh no.
Don't let it turn you
Round, round,
Well, it can't be bothered with sorrow, and it can't be bothered with head on no.
I'm using up my time, I'm feeling fine every day.
Celebrate. Oh yeah. I just want to celebrate another day. Oh,
I just want to celebrate another day of living. I just want to celebrate another day of life. Don't let it all get you down, oh no.
Don't let it turn you around.
We give our love and our shout out to Sarah and everybody else. I think some people left to the coffee hour or what have you. But you know what church has Chopin and Rare Earth, which is that last song was? UAC in Sherburne. That's what church. What better way to sign off the Music Sunday. Thank you everybody for making this happen. We have a very